Hi everyone, I am with the winners of the Mendix World Hackathon, AuraQ. Guys, great job. Have you rested up? You feeling good today?
We've had a bit of sleep. Yeah, not a massive amount, but a little bit more than we had yesterday.
Yeah, me too. I'm finally feeling, fresh. I'm ready for this second day. So, I as the MC, I actually didn't really get a chance to walk around very much and see what was going on. Tell me more about your solution and what you guys came up with.
Yeah, so we got inspired by the topic, which was immigration and refugees. So our app is Peregrine, and it's a falcon, it's a migratory bird. So it's about empowering refugees, and the way we do that is by giving them a digital identity, and this is for them to access banking services, microfinance, but also to find each other on the road. So it's about digital identity for refugees.
Oh, very, very cool. So tell me about the technologies that you brought to bear in order to help facilitate that identity, and how do people use it?
So the first thing, I guess, when the user goes in is they need to build up their profile. So within that profile, there's some simple stuff, so capturing images for them, some basic contact information. But one of the things that we introduced was using the Flow Fabric speech-to-text widget to allow a user to kind of talk in a natural way into the application,
Very
sort of capture their story really. So they can capture many chapters of their story, as much or as little as information as they want, and that all goes to kind of like build out that profile.
Okay.
And from there, once we've captured all that information, we allow people to then search for family or friends that maybe they've got lost connection with. And from there, we allow them to kind of search for those people. One of the ways that they do that is by uploading photos that they've got of those individuals, and we connect out to Microsoft's cognitive services, and we do face recognition to try and match to other users that are within the application.
That's really, really cool.
And I mean, an important aspect of that as well, sorry to interrupt, is the data privacy angle. So we wanted to allow both parties to kind of authorize that connection request. So if we made a match, we didn't tell anybody that the match was made until it was authorized by the other side. And everybody can then control how much of their information is shared between those two parties as well. So we've got some data privacy features within the application.
That's really great, because obviously protecting IDs and making sure that people feel safe using the app is really important, but definitely the aspects of being able to find people that you know gives you that sense of safety, security, and really community. And that's really cool. Going back to the profile piece, it sounds like, as you're filling out that profile and you're telling your story, there's almost like an opportunity to log your experience, and I think that's really cool. And then the other thing that you talked about that I think is really important is, refugees, migrants, in a lot of cases, certainly in a lot of situations, in some respects feel forgotten, right? And this gives them the opportunity, this Peregrine application that you're talking about, really gives them an opportunity not only to find people, but to be remembered as well, and actually that digital identification that you talked about. Tell me what you guys have thought about, around that piece.
I want to add on this. What's important with digital identity, because I think we take it for granted, but if you don't have this, then you don't access education credentials. You can't prove what you know, what you've learned, where you've been. You can't access banking. So pretty much everything that you need in those situations, or in life in general, you need to start with defining your identity and having a way to prove it.
Yeah, so this is really like, in terms of hierarchy of needs, this is like the basic level.
Yeah, I think once you've got that in place, there's so much.
It's just the start of like endless possibilities that can go with, happen to this application, and they can basically have their own identity. They can have or control their identity, what they want to show, what they don't want to show, as Ian mentioned. So yeah, and also it's been great working, getting that all in 24 hours,
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I mean, I did see your 3-minute pitch up on stage, and what you were able to accomplish in 24 hours was just amazing. What were some of the challenges that you experienced as you were going through that process? Because it couldn't have been easy.
So I think the biggest one was, I think we were a little bit overly ambitious to start with, and we kind of had to row back on some of the things that we were looking to do. We got some really good advice from one of the guys at Time Series that won the last hackathon, and he said, just remember you've got a 5-minute pitch, so don't try and do too much. And I think we were at the start, so we kind of de-scoped a little bit and kind of focused on the kind of core of the application. So that was a challenge at the beginning. Obviously, a challenge as we went through the night was staying awake.
Yep, for sure.
And also, I think it was about at the point we were like, it was night, like 1 or 2 o'clock in the night, and we were like, oh, we have to. We did think of how it should look like, how the user experience should be, and that's when I think we grouped together again to take a step back and think about okay, we have to demo this. So how it should be, like what things we should cater for, how easy it should be for people to use this app. So I think that's where we got together and got that. So it was great at that point of time because almost everyone was trying to go sleep. And
So it's not an easy time of the night to start thinking about those things.
No, it's not. I know exactly what you mean, but you guys powered through.
I think that's when Arthur came about with an idea of I wanted something on the login page. I didn't want that to be just blank, and I think that's when Arthur came with the idea of birds flying on the login page and stuff like that, which was again really good aspect in terms of having some
last item on the backlog got done before the end. I was really happy.
Excellent.
Well, all I wanted was some birds in there somewhere.
It's a great app. I think you really embraced the use case and the challenge. I want to thank you guys for that. You earned your first place prize. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you build some cool stuff with it. I had one last question for you. Do you see yourselves taking this, continuing to work on this application or continuing to, think about those types of use cases after this hackathon?
I think so, yeah. I mean, we do quite a lot of work with the refugees in Calais. So we volunteer at the refugee camp. So, I mean, this is something that's kind of close to the company's heart. So we'd like to kind of take this forward and see if we can build that out a bit further.
That's awesome. Well, AuraQ, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being part of the hackathon this year.
Thanks very much.
And enjoy the rest of the show.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, take care.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.